Hello friends, welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. If you visit the channel first time, please subscribe our channel Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story Secret Son-in-Law Shadow King, please like the story and share the story with your friends in your WhatsApp groups. Dear friends, today we listen stories episode number 59. Let's begin the story. Avinash was holding the phoenix spear, hesitating to let it go, and he looked at Samar with hopeful eyes and said, Son, can I buy this? Want to sell the phoenix spear? I had liked to buy it. He was the president of Antique Association and loved collecting treasure, especially the treasures from then 100 years ago, which was worn by Maharani Devanagar. It was a treasure for him. He had extraordinary wisdom. Samar was about to say something in reply in her when Piles interrupted him. I was him to stop. Samar was a little shocked but asked with a soft smile. What happened, Miss Pyle? Pile's charming face showed excitement and she asked hopefully. I also want to buy this piece of spear. Can you sell it to me? This piece of spear brought two people into competition. One was the Antique Association president. The second was the president of the CEO of Kapoor Group of Industry. Naturally, Avinash knew Payal. He furrowed his eyebrows and said with some dissatisfactions, Miss Payal, I am surprised. But why do you want this buy piece? He had just said that, wanted to buy it right away, but still Pyle stuck her leg in it, which completely embarrassed him. Pyle smiled regretfully and said, President Abhinas, I am not buying this for myself, but some elder in my family. Hearing this, Abhinas was surprised and asked, Is anyone in your family sick? Pyle nodded and said, Yes, he is very ill. Avinash smiled and said, Okay, then buy it. The spear is really good for longevity and health. Knowing that Pyle was giving this spear to an old man with sincere devotion, when the owner of the building was buying it, Avinash naturally did not feel like competing for it. Ultimately, he wanted to buy it simply because he was so excited to see a treasure that was more than 100 years old. Payal smiled and said to Samar, Samar, you can tell me its price. Samar smiled sheepishly and said, Miss Payal, if you want to use it to save someone's life, then you can take it like that. I cannot charge you for it. Avinash gets shocked seeing Summers ready to give Neelam to Payal. He said, Son, do you know how much this phoenix spear is worth? Summer shook his head and said, I don't know. Avinash looked at Summer and said, Son, let me tell you, this is phoenix spear, 100 crores at least. Still, you want to give it to him for free. He is angry at this moment. But to tell the truth, Summer also know the value of the spear, but he wanted to give it to Payal for free because this woman had only given him a black chicken loan. I not only give him my money but also my platinum card. When helped him a lot, naturally because of this he wanted to repay Payal's favor. Summer smiled coldly and said, Whether it is 100 crores or 200 crores, I am not going to pay anything for it. It does not matter. I will give the piece of spear to Miss Pyle for free. Still wanted to give Neelam to Pyle. At this time, everyone looked at Summer with surprised eyes. Was this man crazy? Who agreed to give this 100 crore phoenix spear for free? Then Payal replied to Samar with a smile. For your kindness, thanks. But you have also bought it by paying for it, so I am not giving it for free. I can take it. Saying this, Payal took out a bank card and looking at Somerset. There are 100 crore rupees in this bank card. Take it. And saying this, she put a note in Summer's hand. He forcibly handed over this card to me. Summer refused once or twice, but Pyle forcibly gave him card. She states away. Summer, if you don't take this card, then I will not take this Nilam. The charity event ended and everyone went home. Summer and Kiara also came out of the event hall and met young Master Gaurav at the gate. Summer had positive feelings towards young Master Gaurav. Summer came to young Master Gaurav and said, Young Master Gaurav, give me your phone number, give it to me. Summer was asking for her number because he wanted to help him later. Young Master Gaurav smiled and took out his winning card and gave it to Summer and said, This is my card, brother. You are very strong. You kicked young Master Ishan. That's too bad. I am lucky to have a friend like you. With a straight smile, young Master Gaurav gave him a thumbs up, his eyes full of admiration. After all, young Master Ishan's was one of the four young masters of Indore city and was very blessed. The man in front of him even kicked young Master Ishan. This was indeed a very courageous thing. Summer patted him on the shoulder and whispered, Young Master Gaurav, this is my number. Keep it, call me later so I can help you solve your problem. May I help you? His voice was so low that only the two of them could hear it. Young Master Gaurav also asked softly, Can you cure my illness? His face was full of shock. After all, his brain had been injured in the war, which left him with a different kind of fear and threatening him was a difficult situation. Young Master Gaurav had visited many famous doctors, but all efforts were in vain. Now that Samar said he couldn't cure it, young Master Gaurav was naturally very surprised in his heart. Samar smiled softly and said, Of course, I am very skilled doctor. I can tell you some and I will fix it later. Now go and play around. Young Master Gaurav said, Okay, brother, I will wait for you. His face was full of excitement. Young Master Gaurav was very impressed with Samar's expertise as he diagnosed the illness of young Master Ishan. Samar waved his hand and moved away from the enthusiastic eyes of the young Master Gaurav. He walked towards the BMW. He got into the BMW, turned the key, put his foot on the accelerator and turned the steering wheel. Vroom! The car sped off. Samar and Kiara headed towards Nipania Palace. An hour later, Samar and Kiara reached the villa number 30. Samar parked the car and the two got out of the car and went inside the villa. As soon as Kiara went it, she sat on the sofa. Her pretty face had become stern. Her nose was slightly wrinkled and she was a little sad, it seemed so. Seeing some Kiara's face set, Summer smiled and asked, Honey, what happened? You are sad? Why are you looking so shy? Outside Kiara's was his CEO, but at his home, she was his wife. So he started calling her honey as soon as she came home. Kiara furrowed her eyebrows and asked in a slightly annoyed tone, I ask you, what is the connections between you and that Payal? Summer smiled a little and said, We are just good friends and our relationship is very pure. Kiara looked straight into Summer's eye and said, Really? Then why did you give her the spear pendant? Summer found this a bit funny. He jokingly said, Honey, are you jealous? It was clearly visible on the Kiara's was feeling jealous of the pile because she gave the spear to Pile. However, from another perspective, it shows that Kiara was worried about him. He was feeling happy in his heart. Kiara's cold, beautiful face hardened and she said in a stern voice, I don't know anything about it. I am not feeling jealous, but I can't see you flirting with other girls in front of me like this. I cannot let do it. There was anger in her eyes. To calm Kiara's anger, Summer smiled and said, Okay, my love, I will take care from now on. Now leave your anger and come here. I will give you a little message. You must be very tired. Saying this, he put his hand on Kiara's back. He placed his palm on her shoulder. Kiara placed her hands on the shoulders and started massaging them. Initially, Kiara tried to stop Summers from touching his shoulder. She was very shy girl. But thinking about that kurta and pile, he got scared from that she might not remain ashamed, so that she does not fool Samar with her charm. She decided to slowly get close to her husband. Kiara's mother had told her that men are very lustful. Kiara was really beautiful. Her face was beautiful, snow white skin, beautiful figures, and shiny shoulder. Summer massaged her shoulder with made him very well relaxed, but at the same time, she felt a little embarrassed. Kiara's face turned red with shame and she smiled charmingly and said, Do it a little slowly. Hearing this, Samar loosens his hand at a bit and started massaging slowly. Kiara felt that his strength was a little low and she told, A little harder. Samar smiled softly said, Honey, I am applying some more pressure. While saying this, he pressed Kiara's shoulder a little harder and said to himself, What a fragrance! He could smell a unique fragrance coming from Kiara's body and he liked it very much. Kiara was also enjoying the fingers massage. She closed her eyes. Her beautiful face turned red and she felt a wave of warmth running through her body. Seeing Kiara getting so much relief from the massage, Summer decided to strike the nail on the head and said, Honey, can I sleep in your room tonight? Kiara hummed a little. Hmm, she had not heard Summer's words at all. Hearing her hum, Summer became happy and said, Smile. Honey, you are very kind. You agree to sleep with me? Kiara opened her beautiful eyes and said softly, Who is sleeping with you? Summer was a little dissatisfied and said, Honey, you just said that you will sleep in a room with me. Are you going back on your words? Kiara had just let out a hum sound and agreed to sleep in the same room with him. But now she was going back on her words. Kiara said softly, No, no, I did not hear what you said. I am just asking this. What did you say? I am. I said that to that. I did not say yes to this. Then she stood up smiling and said, Please don't get angry. I am not ready for this time yet. I still need some time. Summer was a little disappointed, but he did not let his emotions show on his face and he said a smile. Okay, let me know when you feel it's okay. Carol nodded and walked towards her bathroom on the second floor. In fact, it is normal for her to let Summer touch and massage her body. It was a big decision. She was not yet ready to sleep in the same room. and she wanted to take more time. She had been away from boys since childhood and hated them. She used to that, so she needs some time to get over that hatred and hesitations. Summer just stood at his place and kept looking at her. He was a little disappointed and he said to himself, My plans failed again. He wanted to get married to Kiara, improve their relationship. However, Summer massaged Kiara's body, which was a small step towards success. He was confident that as long as he persisted in his efforts, one day he and Kiara would sleep in the same room and Kiara would introduce him as a husband in front of everyone. At this time, Summer slowly walked to his room and lay down on a bed. He was so tired that he did not know when he fall asleep. The next morning, the weather was little cold. It was coldy, and the sky was a sad grey color. It seems as if it was about to rain. Summer yawned and wore his clothes. Then he took a bath and left for Agarwal Industry. Talking about Kiara, she woke up before Summer. She had left for the company an hour ago. There was an agreement between both of them that now they will not reveal their relationship to everyone outside. Could not expose the matter, so he had to go to the different companies at all time. As soon as Summer reached the office, he heard a complaining voice again. Summer, finally you came. He turned around and saw Prachi standing behind him. Today she was wearing a white shirt and a blue suit over it, which brought out her figures even more. There was a look of displeasure on her lovely face. The face that Summer had not come to the office for 2 days made him very angry with him. In her heart, she naturally wanted to see Summers every day. If she did not see him even a day, she would feel empty the whole day and her whole heart would ache. Summer smiled a little and said to Prachi while explaining, Prachi, I am very sorry. There some was work to be done these days. Prachi said in stern voice. Summer, if you take leave from now on, you will call me and inform me. You cannot take leave without informing me like this. Prachi naturally did not want to say that she could not live without seeing Summer, so she had to talk in such a round out way. Summer said smilingly, I understand, Prachi. I will definitely tell you next time. Then Summer saw milk and bread in Prachi's hand, seeing which is started feeling hungry because he had not even done the morning naps yet. Prachi saw the tears in Summer's eyes and guessed that he had not eaten anything yet. So she held it in his hand and said, Summer, take this, have a snack. Summer said in surprise, Prachi, if I eat this, what you will eat? Prachi looked into his eyes and said smilingly, I have finished dancing and I am full. I had this extra and I was going to keep it anyway. So it doesn't matter. You can eat it. Summer smiled and said, Thank you, Prachi. Then he took the milk and bread and started eating. But he did not pay much attention to the fact that the straw was already in the milk cup. He put it back in without removing the straw. It was deluxe milk. It was sweet and very tasty. Seeing Summer drinking her milk, Prachi's face turned red. She was a little embarrassed. She suddenly remembered that she had just put a straw in the milk cup and even drank some of it, meaning her fake straw was now in Summer's mouth. Thinking this, Prachi felt very embarrassed and her heart was beating fast. Summer's attention was completely focused on drinking milk. so he did not see the expressions on Prachi's face. After finishing the milk and bread, Samar went to desk and start his work. He said to himself, "Now I also have clients." He sat down on a chair. He went and was very happy. He had been working in the company for the past few days, but he had not got a single client till now. People used to make fun of him for this, and he once was too also ashamed. But now it was different. He also have a client, and it was a big client. It was Spire. Kiara has already agreed to deal to be held this summers between Agarwal Industry and Kapoor Group of Industry. Agreed to make her the head of the project. She just needed to give her best performance to work with the big client buyer. Summer took out information about the Kapoor Group of Industry and starting reading. He nodded to know that to work on a project with them. If he had not looked, he wanted to have known, but now that he was surprised. This Kapoor Group of Industry was a giant company. Their value was $1 billion, and he had his hands in hold hotel, real estate, jewelry, auction houses, and etc. In the country, Kapoor, the group of industry, had more than a dozen subsidiaries. Kapoor Group in Indore and a new branch of industries was opened. Since the branch of Kapoor Group of Industries had opened recently in Indore city, Payal was handling this branch herself and helping the company to grow. There was only one goal: to develop this branch. Summer read the information about Kapoor Group of Industry and then sends him Payal and he got a clear understanding about his company. It was afternoon by the time he finished collecting information. Summer got up and wanted to call Prachi to have dinner with him, but he could not find her. After asking around, he found it out that Prachi was out with a client. She had gone. Ever since Prachi was promoted to the position of manager, her client's base increased dramatically. She became very busy and he had a lot of work every day. Now when Prachi was not available, Summer started taking her alone to the cafeteria. He had just entered the cafeteria when his eyes fell on the familiar face. There was a beautiful girl sitting at the table. The girl's face, nose, eyes were very beautiful. The dark blue business suit was completely covering his slim body. Her legs were slender and long, and just looking at her can make everyone's heart beat faster. She can make anyone crazy with just one look. Summer went to the long haired girl and said with a smile, "Hey, Miss Beauty, how are you?" When the long haired girl saw Summer, excitement was visible on her beautiful face. She smiled and said, "Oh, it's you. Yes, I have not seen you for a long time either." Then she paused for a while and explaining to Summer, "But please don't call me Beauty today. Tell me, you two should call me Director Ida like everyone else. There is our office, yes. People can misunderstand like that." This girl with long hair was none other than Ira. She was Summer's senior, the director of the sales department. But Summer immediately refused and said, "It feels very strange to call you Director Ira. I guess so. We are both bound by fate. So I call you Beauty." Ira thought for a while and said, "Okay, if you don't like being called Ira, Director, you can call me Lems Ira." Summer said with a smile, "Okay, Miss Ira, I have seen you after a long time today, and today you look more beautiful than even before." Summer called her Lems Ira, called her and praised her. He was very grateful to this beautiful lady. It was Ira who had employed him in the company. Ira looked at Summer. Her face showed embarrassment. Any girl would be happy after receiving such a compliment from boy. So she too became very happy. This praise from Summer made Ira's feel very comfortable. Summer then added, Miss Ira, where did you disappear recently? You have not been seen so many days. Ira said jokingly, Why were you missing me, right? Summer laughed and said, Of course, I miss you. I want to see you in my dreams too. In fact, you came in my dreams last night today. That was a very good flirtation. It took him just a few seconds to make Ira's laugh. Ira raised her eyebrows and said, I am working with Mehra Group of Industry these days. I had lot of meetings with him regarding a project. So far everything is going well, but I don't know what happened. Without any reason, he straightforward away refused to work with us today. His handsome face was full of confusion. However, Samar knew very well what would have happened because he had participated in the charity event. Ishan and Iliskas were killed. That's why Mera Group of Industries, now known as Agarwal Industries, did not want to work with. But of course, he could not tell Ira that he had slapped the boss of the company she was trying to work with. Hiding all this, Samar smiled coldly and said, Miss Ira, if they don't want to work with us, they don't, we don't need them either. Agarwal Industry is also a big company. We don't have need Mehra Group of Industries to succeed. Ira touched her forehead and feeling guilty said, Samar, you may know, no, but Agarwal Industries is facing financial crisis recently. Mehra Group of Industries could have helped us, but I don't understand why. What happened? Why did he suddenly change his mind today? The CEO had given her such an important task, but now he ruined it. Naturally, she felt responsible for all this. Seeing that Ira is blaming herself, Summer smiled and tried to console her. He tried to conceive her and said, Miss Ira, you don't need to blame yourself. Even if Mehra Group of Industry doesn't work with us, no one can defeat us. He did not keep Mehra Group of Industry in sight. Agarwal Industries is now in trouble. I was not there because now Kapoor Group of Industries was working with him to do a big project was ready. But Ira did not know what was going on in Summer's mind. She had no idea what happened to Payal. Did not even know about the deal. After listening to Summer, she felt he was just trying to console her. While the two were talking, a man coming running towards them with a rose in his hands. He came closer. The man was not more than 27 to 28 years old. He was about 5 feet 8 inches tall. His back was muscular like a tiger, and his waist was thick like a bear. Overall, he was very handsome. It was clear that the man was targeting Ira, but what surprised Summer was that when Ira saw this man, his beautiful face turned cold. She was clearly sad. The man came to Ira and gave her a rose and said enthusiastically, Ira, I love this rose. I have bought it for you. Ira said angrily, Akram, I have told you before. I am telling you again. You stop bothering me. His face changed slightly and his chest stiffened. She had refused this man many times before, but he still kept following her. This made her very sad. Akram smiled and later said loudly, Ira, I have liked you ever since I saw you for the first time. Just agree to be my girlfriend for once. He didn't care that Ira was being rude to him. Akram's voice was loud. Everyone in the cafeteria heard it and many people stood around him in a circle. Then a boy standing in the crowd looked at Akram and said, Hey, isn't this the director of the security department, Akram? What is he doing? The thin girl standing near him said, are you stupid? Can't you see that Akram is proposing Ira is holding a rose? Another said to his friend, these two, one of the security director and other is the sales director. These two are perfect for each other. Everyone around them naturally recognized Akran and Ira, and everyone was talking to each other about different things. Samar also understands from the conversations of those people. The name of the person standing in front of him was Akran, and he was from the security department. Ira's beautiful face was cold. She said in an angry voice, Akran, you are now on your own. You are crossing the limit. He had seen the hidden intentions of Akran. This man, he had intentionally proposed to her in front of everyone. Apart from this, he was trying to attract everyone's attention by speaking loudly. Akran's goal was clear. He wanted to make it big up as possible and let everyone in Agarwal Industries know that he is after Ira. This is why the other people who like Ira will be scared to do anything. Akran sat on the one knee on the ground and extended the rose towards Ira and said, Ira, please accept my true love and will be my girlfriend. Agree to it? Ira's face was cold and she said in a cold voice, well, I am telling you again, I will never accept your proposal. Akran had a normal background. He was the son of the vice president of the company. He had been after Ira's for the last 6 months. He was persistent and never gave up. But Ira did not like Akran at all. To be honest, Ira had a reason not to like Akran. 6 months ago, Akran had a girlfriend. But when he saw Ira's beauties, he left his girlfriend alone. He left Gallifrey and went after Ira. That is why Ira knew that the day Akran sees a girl more beautiful than her, he will leave her too. Ira was very angry at people who loved with their bodies, not their hearts, and could leave their girlfriends at any time. But Akran had a strong background, so Ira could not upset him too much. She could have just avoided him, but the more Ira avoided him, the more Akran pushed her. It was like the more he could not get her, the more he wanted her. Never in her life and had Ira seen a man so fat. Akran knelt down on the ground and said honestly, Ira, do you have a boyfriend? No. You are very lonely. Make me your boyfriend once, then I will see. Make you so happy. Ira blurted out angrily. No, I will never make a shameless girlfriend like you. And who told you that I am alone? I am not alone. I already have a boyfriend. Ira was so angry at Akran's shameless words and she could only say that she already had a boyfriend. Akran shook his head in disbelief and said, no, that can't be possible. I don't trust you. If you have a boyfriend, then why did I never tell him? To convince Akran that she had a boyfriend, Iraz pointed towards Samar and said, if you don't believe me, let me tell you. This is my boyfriend. Hearing this, Samar was shocked. Samar rolled his eyes and was stunned. I said to himself, oh my God, what are you doing? Every time I show these girls to become their boyfriend. Earlier that Prati had said the same things to Puna and Puni was after me and now this Akran. And these people not able to give me peace. Can you let it be? Seeing that Akran still did not leave her. Ida extended her right hand and held Samar's hand with a smile and said, look, This is my boyfriend. As soon as she said this, Ira's heart started beating faster. Her face also turned red. This was first time holding a boy's hand like this. Of course, she was a bit nervous. She was very excited at the same time. She was feeling very shy holding the hand of such a boy. Akran was shocked to see that this hint and said in a surprised voice, "No, how is this possible?" Not only them, but everyone around them were also shocked. Ira was the most beautiful girl in the company. Apart from the Kiara's beautiful competition in Agarwal industry, no one could defeat him. That's why so many boys had an interest in him. If Akran was Ira's boyfriend, no one would have been surprised because Akran's father was vice president and he was the director of the security department. He had a position, so not everyone would dare to say anything. But now Ira was seeing a regular employee of the sales department and her boyfriend. This made everyone angry. Then Samar thought self-absorbedly, I am that attractive. Suddenly a beautiful girl, so as a boy, Samar naturally felt it was his duty to help Ira. So Samar extended his hand and holding Ira's in which attracted her. Your name is Akran, isn't it? Now that you know Ira, she is my girlfriend. So please go away from here. And now trouble my girlfriend again. Don't do it. Ira's skin tightened and her heart started pounding at being caught struggling. She wanted to push Tamar's hand away, but thinking that Akran was still holding her, she stopped. He is in front of her and watching her, so she could not do anything like that. In order to give confidence to Akran, it was necessary to force Samar to come close to him. Whatever this was, she had understood that if he did not show it, then Akran would never trust her. Akran stood up from the ground and said angrily, looking into Samar's eyes, "Friend, who are you? And how did you dare to touch her? Stay away from me, Ira." Samar smiled sheepishly and ignored his threat and said something to him, warning him. I said, my name is Samar. I am employee of the department. I am going to introduce you once again. I am telling you, I don't want to see you bothering my girlfriend Iraz ever again. It will not be good for you. And now, what action takes by Akran? What we'll do in the next episode. Stay tuned with Sukoon FM English. Please enjoy the story, share the story, like the story, and with your friends, and also subscribe our channel Sukoon FM English.